Hey survivors, it's Angie Atkinson, and today at QueenBeing.com we're going to continue our discussion about sex and the narcissist. Alright, today we're going to hit on the part about the narcissist who is addicted to sex. Alright, let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and this channel is all about teaching you what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. So here's the deal. Narcissism, like everything else, is what it is. But when it comes to narcissists and sex, there's a sort of spectrum, okay? Let's call it the narcissistic sexuality spectrum, shall we? All right, so in the last time we talked about this stuff, we talked about the narcissists who are more cerebral about sex and who will kind of starve their partners to death when it comes to sexual contact, intimate touch, things like that. They prefer masturbation or solitary sex. But a lot of times there's a whole, the other side of that spectrum looks a little different. It's where the sex addict narcissist lives. All right. So here's the deal. Okay. You start out with this person and you're like, oh my God, this is the best sex I've ever had. I can't believe it. It's so hot. This is the one, sex like this. I've never had it before. Gotta get some more of that, right? So you're like, okay, well, this has got to be the one. You take the next steps, right? What do? Well, eventually you move in together, you get engaged, get married. If it's a narcissist, it all went really fast, right? Now something changes. What's that? Well, as soon as you guys get comfortable and get settled in and everything, well, the sex is weird. It's changing. Things are changing. Sometimes you might find yourself actually in the middle of sex when you wake up. We talked about that. And that is a form of rape because you're not actually consensually having sex. But even when that is the case, when it is consensual, there's like no connection for you anymore. And you find yourself, maybe there's no foreplay, or, maybe the narcissist needs to dominate during sex, or maybe they want to be behind you so they can't actually, see your face, or have eye contact, right? Sometimes it's like wham bam thank you ma'am, but you don't get the thank you part, or man, depending on your sex, whether you're male or female. They get upset for you, or with you, not for you, with you. They become upset with you if you choose to admit that you're not feeling the earth move under your feet or whatever, right? Of course, it's all your fault. Can't be their fault. Can't be because they've changed who they are. But maybe if you were, a little more freaky with them, maybe if you would indulge their fetishes or whatever, things would get so much better, right? Let's talk about that, shall we? So the next thing you know, you are like, okay, I love this person. I'm going to do their freaky sex thing. Okay, just a little bit maybe, and of course as soon as you do, you immediately regret it, whether you're being choked during some weird rape fetish, or you are being stalked in some strange break into the house fetish, or you're having sex with his or her friends in some weird cuckold fetish. Okay, whatever the issue is, and those are just a few that I've recently heard from clients. Whatever the issue is, he will be very upset with you if you don't enjoy it, most likely, he or she. And if they are not upset with you for not enjoying it, they'll pretend that they're totally on your side, but then moments later, weeks later, whatever, they'll bring it up again, and it'll be even more. So they didn't really enjoy it. You say, I really didn't enjoy that, but they go, you know what? What I really, 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 really want is like maybe a threesome or a foursome or whatever. Could we get another person in here? And it would just be so good for our sex life. And even though it makes your stomach sick and you want to throw up, you do it one time and you hate it. You say, this is it. This is the only thing, right? And this is the only time I'm ever going to do this thing. Well, then afterward, they were like, oh, Mom, wow. I just, when you say that to them, they go, gosh, I was only kidding. I really didn't think you'd even do it. I mean, you really did it. I can't believe it. I was just totally kidding. Of course, at that point, you start thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I fell for this. I can't believe I did this. I'm sick to my stomach. You're nauseous. You can't stand it, right? And still, no matter what. The narcissist, not happy with you. So you're over it, right? You're like, whatever, I'm out. So the narcissist comes after you for sex. You're like, no. They scream, they yell, they fight, sex. No, I'm not into it. Well, they tell you, well, we're married. You have to give me sex. You owe it to me. And if I can't get it from you, I'll go somewhere else. Right? And then, of course, on those occasions that you do agree to it, well, you almost throw up thinking about how it's going to be. And you just kind of go out of your head and just wait till it's over. You can't win with this person, right? So what happens next? Well, at some point, maybe things change. Maybe your partner becomes sexually dysfunctional and all they want from you is a hand, little help with a hand or a little oral pleasure. Quick, get it over with. Bada bing, bada boom, in and out. No pun intended. Or is it? Anyway, but of course that's not good enough. You can't do that right either. And the truth is that, sex becomes different. It becomes pointless. And that's when they move toward, going to porn, and they might even try to bring porn into your bedroom, and et cetera, et cetera. And of course, all of that's your fault because you're not freaky enough, or you're too fat or too skinny, or whatever excuse they make for you, right? They're always threatening to go somewhere else. If you can't please them, I'll just go over to, somebody else who will, or they'll threaten to get a hooker, or they'll threaten to sleep with your friends or your sister or whatever. And one day you find out maybe that this person's cheating on you and that they've been cheating on you. And you find that they've got all these pictures of other people naked in their phone, or, messages in their texts full of, sexual innuendo and I love yous and bullshit that's not supposed to be happening when someone's married or committed to another person. Lots of even poetry that maybe they wrote or whatever. And of course, now you're aware of the porn addiction that they're dealing with, and the porn has, eaten 3 of your computers by now or whatever, and now you realize, oh my God, this person's a sex addict. And not a good one, not one that hides well anyway, right? So, of course, if you confront a narcissist about his or her sex addiction, then they will act like you're the one with the addiction, and they'll tell you, you cheat, you're the one who did this, that, and the other thing, and if I was cheating, which I wasn't, well, that's still all your fault, and then that's pretty much how it rolls. Of course, when you're dealing with a sex addict, there are lots of other things to worry about. Some of them even will go so far as to abuse your children, or other other people in your life who might not be able to protect themselves. I've heard of a narcissist sexually engaging with someone's senile parent. So it's always about getting the next high. It's always about getting the next, excitement trip or whatever. It's because the narcissist doesn't have their own identity. I think that since they don't exist in certain ways, they don't have an individual identity of their own, they can't really be in a relationship, but they can tangibly feel sex. And so I think that narcissists kind of equate sex with attention, with, that's the closest thing a narcissist knows to love is sex. Now, to be fair, I want to point something out here. In healthy men and healthy women, there is a disconnect with sex, and that is that women feel the need to be emotionally connected in order to be sexually connected, whereas men need to be sexually connected in order to be emotionally connected. And neither one of those things is wrong. It's just what it is. So when you're thinking about the situation with your narcissist, you've got to understand that narcissists are not, they're not normal. So just because a healthy man equates sex and intimacy on an emotional level, of course a narcissist will as well, but it's in a different way because the narcissist doesn't continue into the emotional level. Do you understand? A healthy man will need to have sex and then they will continue into emotional intimacy, whereas a narcissist will not. And with women who are narcissists, they tend to use sex as a weapon directly to get what they want. And sometimes they'll even literally say, if you'll do this, I'll have sex with you, or I'll do this sexual act for you. They will just blatantly do it. Men aren't as likely to do that as narcissists because women don't respond as well to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. So just know this. Narcissists have a high need for excitement. They need change. They need things to be different. And that is why they cheat. That is why they have weird fetishes. You know, at least part of the reason. And that's what it all comes down to. You find yourself, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, your sexuality, your ability to feel sexy is destroyed. And it seems to be the case for men and women who have been involved with narcissists. So the next time I talk about this, I'm going to read some of your letters. I have received so many letters in response to these videos in this series. Everybody, I guess not a lot of people talk about it, and those who do aren't as open about it, but something happened to me a few years ago and I have no filter anymore when it comes to things like this. So I feel like it's so important to talk about it because you need to know that you're not alone. You need to know that there are other people who are dealing with the same shit you're dealing with and that it's really not you. I wish someone had been able to tell me it's not you. But I didn't know anyone at the time who was dealing with this, and that's why I talk about it. So I'm going to wrap up for today. As always, thank you for letting me be a part of your day and a part of your life. To those of you who have joined up at the university, thank you. I'm so excited to see you there, and I can't wait to connect with you personally. It's coming in this week. All right. Anybody who hasn't signed up yet, you still have time. Go to university.com and get in before we close the membership. All right. I'll see you soon, everybody. Have a wonderful day. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot. Take it now. And the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.